Ladies and gentlemen, just 3 races left in the MSFC, and we welcome you here to the home of one of the best teams in the league this season, the Camo Hiders Chameleon Crosspaths. An absolutely chaotic race where anything can happen. I am back in the booth, and kicking things off is the hometown hero. Appropriately enough, it is Hero. The Camo Hiders in 5th overall, but with Starry Sky, with basically all of the teams in front of them having used their best racer, Hero might be one of the best racers in the entire field this race, even if it has not been as great of an MSFC season as many expected. There is no doubting Hero's talent and looking very good through those chicanes. Through the 2 alternating turns through the second sector, 27.54, and now into the invisible sector, the trademark feature of the Camo Hiders track. Through the bumpers, which lane will Hero choose? Hero chooses the inside. And I would say that looked like a very good lap to me. This is the longest track on the season. Hero will come across with a 50.77. I would imagine that is a very strong time to beat. And yes, I am back in the booth, so we are going to go in reverse championship order. Next up is Showmaker of the Shadowhunters, and what a brutal season it has been for the Shadowhunters. But Showmaker has been their better racer this season. We'll see if he has anything left in the tank. 2 races to go. It's certainly too late for them to make a charge to the top half of the standings, but even just overtaking maybe the Moon Melodies or Iron Brotherhood would be nice for them at this point. 0.7 back through the first sector. Through the chicane, that's what I'm talking about. Hero threaded the needle perfectly through those chicanes. Did that absolutely beautifully. Showmaker, not so much. Back 3.3 seconds through the invisible sector. Will Showmaker make the same decision that Hero did? Yes. Also opting for that inside line. This is certainly not going to beat Hero's time. It'll be interesting to see how it stacks up. Showmaker will finish with a 55.74. Next up, it is Glaive of the Moon Melodies. And it has not been a great season for Glaive or for the Moon Melodies, but Glaive, with most of the top teams using their better racer, quote-unquote better racer for the last race at Tidal Glow Circuit, actually the Moon Melodies track, Glaive is actually, at least on paper, one of the better racers in the field today. So definitely a chance for them, and that was much more like what we saw Hero do, not quite as fast. They're still going to be back by about a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. 2 seconds. But this is still looking pretty strong. Seems to most likely be the second best time. Will Glaive be able to get through this third sector cleanly? Glaive thought about taking the outside, it looked like, but they're just going to play it safe. Will it pay off? Looks like a pretty strong time. It's not going to beat Hero, but it will beat Showmaker. 53.51. Slots comfortably into second place. I think it's pretty safe to say that Hero put together an amazing time, but we're about to find out for sure now with Black Rose up. Black Rose slumped to begin the season, but has started to come around in his last few races. Back-to-back top half finishes. It'll be interesting to see if he has really found his groove after a slump early, and Black Rose is purple through the first sector. How will he approach the chicanes? Now looking fantastic. Probably the third fastest we've seen so far through the second sector. And it shows in the time. 1.7 back. This is going to be close with Glaive, it looks like. Through the invisible sector. Will we see our first marble take that outside line? All 3 marbles so far have opted for the inside, and Black Rose will as well. Will it pay off? This is going to be close with Glaive. It will not be Hero, and it will not be Glaive. Across at 55.40. Actually, pretty close to Showmaker. Not a great showing for Black Rose, but this track is very chaotic, and anything can happen in the race. Next up, it will be the Motown Madness with Dart today, and it has been tough for the Motown Madness as of late. Have been slowly drifting back after a phenomenal start to the season. Not even really any terrible finishes. It's just been consistent bottom half finishes, and it's just not been enough to keep them at the top of the standings where they were fighting with the Pantheon for a little bit. Dart now is purple through the first sector. How will he approach the chicanes? Good through the first chicane. Not looking too bad. How will the time shake out? Still, even though Dart went through it pretty well, that just goes to show you how good Hero got through it. 1.6 back. This can still be a potential second place time. Dart also opting for that out inside. That seems to be by far the more popular of the two lanes. But Dart not looking particularly quick through the third sector. Lost it all in the third, and that's going to put Dart in last place just behind Showmaker. 56.04. Up, and a team that should have went earlier, but it has opted to go later. Oh man, Clear. Get onto the conveyor belt. There you go. It is Clear of the Iron Brotherhood. And Iron Brotherhood has been an absolutely dreadful season. After so much promise, both in Season 1 of the MSFC and the MSFL, Tartarus has not been able to replicate his Season 1, although not necessarily being terrible. He just hasn't been able to reach his Season 1 heights, and Clear has been no replacement for Dart. Although Clear looks good through the second sector. How will the time shake out compared to Hero? Not bad. That's the second best time. 1.1 back. This is the second fastest time entering the invisible sector. Will Clear be able to finish it out? Another marble that opts for the inside. It was interesting. We saw a pretty mixed field in practice, but I guess all the marbles have just agreed that the inside is the way to go. Clear lost a bit of the pace that he had. Will qualify second just in front of Glaive, though. Good job for Clear. Next up, it is Opal and the Night Raid. With all due respect to Opal, it has been Team Kinesis this season. But with Kinesis having an off day at her last race at Tidal Glow Circuit, the Night Raid are banking on Opal to have a good race. Oh my goodness, what a first sector. 2.1 in front of Hero. But not able to keep it up through the second sector. Opal lost all of her advantage and then some. 1.9 back. But this still could be a good starting position if Opal can have a solid third sector. Which line will Opal choose? She chooses the outside. How will it pay off? Not looking great through that final turn. And this is going to be in the 55s. Where will it shake out? 55.59. Behind Black Rose, but in front of Showmaker. It's not awful, and I'm sure the Night Raid are fine with that. I'm sure many fans did not see this coming. It is the Icy Hots with Jasper. And although Jasper hasn't been fantastic this season, Nova has certainly proved that they still got it in the MSFC. What an incredible performance Nova has put up in Vertigo's stead. And now Jasper is even with Hero through the first sector. And Jasper looks great through the chicanes. It's all about placement and accuracy through that second sector. And Jasper nailed it. Still even with Hero. This is the first time that we've seen that poses a real threat to Hero's spot at the top. But Jasper looking a little bit hesitant when he needed to pick a lane. I don't think this is going to quite beat Hero and slow through that final turn. It will not beat Hero. Will it be enough for second place? No. Falling just behind Clear, but still into a provisional top 4 spot. Not a bad running for Jasper. 53.42. Now up, it is 0 of Starry Sky, and 0 after the worst start possible, finishing in dead last in both of his first 2 races. has quietly finished 7th and 6th in their last 2 races. And that has been what has enabled Starry Sky to vault up the standings and starting to enter the frame at the top. But Zero looks very slow through the first sector, 1.5 back of Hero. How will he do through the chicanes? Not great. Looking a little bit quicker at the end of it, but this is still far back of Hero. 3.8 seconds. Through the invisible sector. If you're Zero, is it worth just taking a gamble and going outside? Zero thinks so. Gonna go for it. Will the gamble pay off? Looking good through the exit. Hold on. Zero salvaged it. 55.06 will plot them firmly in the middle of the standings. Zero took the outside and it paid off. With that time, though, Hero is into the battle for pole. Now up, it is Hawk for Team Fire. And Hawk, you've got to imagine, you've got to ask, is this the biggest competition that he has participated in since Season 1, where he competed in sprint while Team Fire was in the midst of a championship battle? And Hero is green through the first sector. Or Hawk, rather, sorry. And Hawk looking good through the chicanes. It has not been a good season for Hawk as an individual, but he can make up for it if he can keep this pace up and potentially vault Team Fire into the championship battle, more so than they already are. 0.6 ahead of Hero. Which line will Hawk choose? He goes outside. He wants it all. How will it pay off? This is going to be close with Hero. I don't think it's going to be Hero. It just falls short, but Hawk is into the battle for pole. When Team Fire needed him to step up, he does. 2 racers to go, and first up it is Magnum. Klaus currently tied with the Pantheon for the championship lead, and this might just be the biggest lap of Magnum's MSFC career. He is off. It has been mostly bedlam for Klaus this season, but Magnum has been very respectable. Basically a perfect replacement for FOMO for that duo. Through the first sector, Magnum is in the green, but doesn't seem to be set up that well for the second sector. How will he approach the chicanes? Clean through the first one. This isn't looking that great, but it's not looking bad either. How far back will he be of the leader Hero? 2.72. This could be a pretty solid time if he can have a good third sector through the invisible part of the track. Which line will Magnum take? It looked like he wasn't entirely sure which route he wanted to take, and that seems to have slowed him down a bit. Magnum is not going to make it to the battle for pole. He's across at a 59.46. That'll slot him into the mid-pack. And lastly, it is Alpha of the Pantheon. Alpha's off. Had his best race of the season at Icy Mountain, and Alpha is very consistent as the season goes along. He's very consistent at improving. He is 0.14 back of the leader Hero, but that is a pretty strong first sector. Through the chicanes, Alpha not looking that great, but still able to keep the speed up even though the chicanes weren't ideal. He's only 0.78 back. That's a very good time. This could easily be enough for a battle for pole spot. Which line will Alpha take? He goes inside. 53.19 is the time to be, and he looks like he's got it. Alpha's got it. He is across at 52.60. He is into the battle for pole. He slots third. Here we go. 2-lap battle for pole. Hero, Hawk, Alpha, and Clear. Hero gets a great jump off the belt and takes the lead. Hawk close by in second. Former teammates, now rivals. Hero pulling away now. Alpha fell back bad through that first sector. It's going to take some clawing to get back into this. Clear now, closing in on Hawk. Another former Team Fire member. Here he comes. Perfectly done. Clear moves into second. As they head through the invisible sector. Which path will Marbles take? Hero goes outside. But it doesn't seem to be paying off. He's going to have some momentum coming out of the turn. But will he be able to catch back up? He's going to get around Hawk, but not around Clear. Clear takes the lead. And Hero has trouble getting onto the belt. Alpha is out of it. It's down to these three. And who would have believed that Clear would be the pole winner? I would not have believed it until now. Hero gets around Hawk for third, but Clear is pulling away with it. Through the chicanes. Hero is through the chicanes well. It's not over, but Clear just needs to have a clean third sector, and they've done it. As we look back, Alpha is well out of it. Clear goes outside as well, but he seems to have more speed doing so. And how about that? Clear will win pole at Chameleon Crosspaths. Hero will qualify on the front row. Hawk in third, and in a distant fourth is Alpha, but Alpha will still be in fourth place regardless.